Training session yesterday, preparing for the weekend's game. It's going to be a bit weird, because obviously we've got them in the FA Cup final next week. So it's kind of, what do the managers do? Do they play all their cards in the game tomorrow, or kind of try and play a bit of kidology? We don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Such high standards at Arsenal, and so it should be. What the club's won over the previous years, and players coming in, there's that expectation on players. So, but then another insider or outsider looking in, we're still in the running for three major trophies this season. Any other club would jump at the chance to be in the running for that. So that's what we need to keep reminding ourselves and being positive. It's only the start of the season, only 2 games in, and it's a long way to go. And I think with the team strengthening, this season is going to be really interesting. And I think it's going to go down to the wire with each team beating each other up and scores in the big time moments and big time goals. So, no, we needed someone to step up and score like that. Through the whole 90 minutes, it was just a case of putting the ball in the back of the net, and we struggled. And, it was going to take a bit of magic, and Steph provided that. It's come around so fast. I remember just qualifying, last year, and then now you're thinking about it. It's only 2 months, and we're going to be in camp, and or hopefully, if selected, going off to the Euros. So no, I think with the league season starting in so many games, that's great preparation for players there, and every player is being looked at. So it's vital that everyone's on top of their game, playing for their club. So we're all fighting. I think the squad's the strongest it has been. Everyone in the squad is fighting to be in the starting 11, not just in the squad. So I think going into the Euros, it's going to be really competitive, and the squad's in the best place it has been. Leon, they've been described as basically the Barcelona of women's football. The players they've got, the quality, their attacking flair. So we're going to see some great football. And in Wolfsburg, a typical German side, they're such a physical, powerful side, and they've got good players as well. So it's going to be a really tight game, but I think I'm going to call it, and I'm going to go with Leon to win it.
Leon, when are we going to get a score prediction out of you for that?
I reckon I'm going to go 3-0 Leon.
3-0 Leon. I think it's hard to look past Leon. They look at the quality throughout their side. Now, a 7:30 kickoff. Tickets £10 for adults, £5 for juniors, £5 for seniors. As you said, the Barcelona of women's football against a really good German side. You would say to people, if you're in London and you've got a spare couple of hours on Thursday evening, absolutely get yourself down to Stamford Bridge.
Definitely, it's going to be, a great game to watch. I know the Arsenal players and a few of the England girls are going to be down there. We're all going to watch it, even though we're disappointed, like you said, that we're not playing in it. It's still going to be a great game, and we still want to go down there and, enjoy it as just a fan and a spectacle for women's football.
So the first person who tweeted in was Holly Cockbill7, who said, "What 3 things would you take if you were stranded on a desert island?"
Oh God, you know what? We get asked this question so much, and I swear every time it changes. I think 1, I'd have to take my dog, love her to pieces, Ella. 1 would have to be, I suppose, my phone, multi-purpose, music, trying to get in contact with people. And thirdly, third one, I don't know. Jeez. Third one, I don't know. I suppose a good book, maybe.
A good book.
Yeah.
What's your book of choice at the moment? You reading at the moment?
No, but I've just been given, not that I'm following this book, but the fast diet, the 5-to-2 diet thing. Someone actually gave me to read it. I don't know why they did. They're trying to tell me something.
I'm sure they're not. Right, next question is from Kirsty Witten, who asks, you've had many achievements and success with obviously England, Arsenal and Team GB, but what is the highlight of your career to date?
Oh God, there has been so many highlights. I've been lucky to be playing so many great games and being great occasions for women's football. But I think at the moment, I think nothing's going to beat playing for Team GB in the Wembley game. Just playing in front of the crowd, the atmosphere, and just the whole occasion was so magical, and one that will be a highlight for many years.
It was a quite an incredible evening for women's football
Yeah.
back there. I can't believe we're getting on for a year on from the
I
games.
know, it's crazy.
It is crazy. I promise we weren't going to hear too much from me, but I'm going to ask this question myself now. Obviously, we are a year on from the games, but how much of an impact do you think that those 4 games, 5 games, 12 months ago have had on the development of women's football in this country?
Oh, I think it's been huge. I think people really, got behind women's football. They followed us from the start. And I think every game that went on, we had more fans and more people were talking about women's football. And it was just magical, the whole, being in it. And I think that Wembley game really summed it up, with people not just coming to the game, but just the atmosphere. And, we felt it as players, and it was really special.
It absolutely was. So back on to the Twitter questions. This one's from Holly Allen, and she says, if you could have any one player from any other WSL club playing at Arsenal, who would it be?
WSL player. Oh, that's quite a hard one.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. Do you know what? I miss Karen Carney. I miss her being at Arsenal. So we're never back from Birmingham.
You want to steal Kaz back from Birmingham. Yeah, and we're wishing Kaz a speedy recovery from her injury. I know that I've seen on Twitter this week that she's been running in underwater treadmills at St George's Park. So hopefully she's on the full road to recovery, and we'll see her back playing in the WSL and an England shirt in no time at all. This one comes from quite an interestingly named Mr. Insane, but he's got a Bristol Academy badge next to him. So we're taking it as not as anywhere near as sinister as it might sound. But it says, if you could give all young aspiring girls who want to become a top class player like yourself a piece of advice, what would it be?
I think the determination and the hard work really starts on the training field. Don't just wait till you're in a match to want to try and switch it on. Really, go away, do them extra sessions by yourself, the extra fitness sessions, and just really believe in yourself, and, that hard work and dedication will pay off.
Strong advice. Right, flying through these now. This one comes from Sydney, and she says, what's the favourite type of music you like to play in the dressing room?
A bit of Beyonce, Rihanna. I like to switch it up. I'm normally the team DJ, so you've got to kind of gauge what kind of mood's going on in the changing room and trying to cater to that. It's quite a hard job, trying to please everyone in the changing room. But no, normally I get a pat on the back, so music taste is up there.
So whose music tastes are a little bit questionable on the England side? Who's the hard person to keep happy when it comes to the music?
I would say, Ellen's kind of a bit old school. She likes a bit of "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" by Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross. But I always pull it out, and she's always dancing around, which is good.
That's good. So Els is a bit of an old school tune lover.
She is.
Well, we'll remember that for future reference. Right, this one's coming from Casey. She said, I know you used to play in the WPS, but did you have one eye on going back to the new league, the NWSL, this season?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't. A couple of teams came in for me and wanted me to go back over there, but I chose to stay with Arsenal this year. I think it's massive for women's football in this country at the moment, especially with the Euros. So that's why I decided to stay this year, and hopefully it will prove the right decision going into the Euros. And it's an exciting season so far.
It certainly is. I suppose carrying on for that theme, Emily Toey says, if you and Arsenal don't win the WSL this season, who do you think it's likely to be? Who have you been impressed with so far?
I do think Liverpool have got a really good team. Played against them twice now. I think they're a really good team from front to back. But no, it's going to be hard to call. We haven't played Chelsea yet, but they've got a strong team as well. I really think this is going to be the most interesting season, and I think everyone's going to take points off each other. So, I don't know. Well, hopefully, we still come away champions. So I wouldn't like to call anyone else.
No, I think absolutely right. I mean, I think that you look at the quality now throughout the Women's Super League. You've mentioned Liverpool. I was got to see Chelsea and Bristol in the week, and that was a superb game. Bristol ran out 2-0 winners, but against a very strong Chelsea side. And on another day, Chelsea themselves might have fancied a couple of goals, but a very professional performance from Bristol. So you can see already that the quality in the first 3 seasons of the WSL has absolutely just gone on leaps and bounds, and which is great because people are starting to really understand that, and you can see in the crowds that are going up as well. So as you said, I think it's going to be a thoroughly fascinating season. Right, next one comes in from Laura. That's at Laura 1112. She says, what's the most memorable match you've ever played in? I suppose we've probably covered that one with the Team GB game, but she then follows it up with, what's the funniest or most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you or a teammate on the pitch?
Oh, God. Oh, to me, actually, my first game in the WPS in America. So just think, I think we had about 8,000 fans there, everyone cheering us on. We was playing on an American football field, and then so there was lines everywhere. Quickly run to get the ball, and I'm taking a throw in from like the wrong line, and so all the crowd were just laughing. Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's easily done. I've been trying to keep across some of the Seattle Reign games with obviously Laura Harvey and Jess Fishlock going over there to obviously to coach and manage. I've been watching the first couple of games on the internet. And I must say, I find the lines on the pitch the most confusing. I have no idea what they're playing to, what they're supposed to be playing to. So I can completely understand that that mistake. It's certainly an interesting one. Right, next one comes in from Gemma Catlin, or Caitlin, who says, have you always wanted to be a footballer ever since you were little?
Yeah, do you know what? Honestly, I can't ever think of wanting to be anything else, or just football has just been everything to me. From, I signed for Arsenal when I was 8, and that's all I've ever done and all I've ever wanted to do. So I've been fortunate and lucky enough to, follow my dreams.
And as you said earlier, it's hard work, dedication, right from the word go, not just on the training pitch. And I think a lot of questions, I'm just firing through some of these questions here, and a lot of the questions are around that. Young girls want to know what it takes to become a player like yourself, and to be at that top level. And I think you touched on it earlier. That is what the Women's Super League has done in the last 3 years. It's given women's football a platform, but more importantly, young girls be able to see their role models week in, week out, and to become far more inspired by them. And as you say, you've managed to so far live your dream, and I'm sure that a lot of these girls who have been tweeting in certainly want to do the same. So keeping on with that theme, Nadia asks, who was it that first inspired you to play football?
I'd have to say it was my brother. He's the one that I used to go and watch. He used to have matches every Sunday, and I used to be standing on the sideline watching him and thinking, well, why can't I do it? And that's what made me start going and watch him and cheer him on. And I just wanted to be involved. He used to let me play in his games with his mates in the local, cage, the streets football game. So yeah, I suppose it's down to him.
So we got your brother to thank for getting you into football and giving us one of our very best players. So this last couple now, Amber Louise asks, other than football, what other sports do you enjoy?
I enjoy watching tennis and athletics. And when I was in America, I really got into the NFL games. So every time they come to Wembley, I'm normally at Wembley watching the one-off games.
Who's your NFL team? Do you support one, or have you just kind of enjoy the league as a whole?
No, being in Boston, it has to be the Patriots.
Good choice. Good choice. Right, last couple. Pauline Clinton asks, do you have a favourite ladies or men's FA Cup final? Might be the one you've enjoyed watching, or the one you most enjoyed playing in.
Yeah, that's be the last one I played at Nottingham Forest. Just the whole day. I think we had 24,000 there. I think it was against Charlton, and I think they actually went ahead through Kate Holtham, scored the first goal, and then I think we came back in to win it. I think it was 4-1. So yeah, no, that one for us. And the men's one, can't really think of one that stands out really.
There's been some crackers. The FA Cup final at the weekend, the Wigan Man City game last weekend was certainly one that will be remembered, I'm sure, not least sort of capping or the starting of a weird couple of days for Wigan, undoubtedly. Right, last two now. Claire Fraz asks, in total wipeout, who would win between Rachel Yankee, Rachel Brown, or Casey Stoney?
Do you know what? I definitely have to say Yanks would be the first one out. She's just so ditzy. And I think Brownie would definitely win it. When it comes to, competitiveness and anything like that, Brownie all the way to the end.
Brownie. So Brownie's one to watch out for. And then the very final question comes from the brilliant Girls on the Ball, who ask, we can see from your Twitter that you're quite the chef. Firstly, what's your signature dish? And who's the other cooks of the England team?
Oh, God, do you know what? I wouldn't say I have a signature dish because I like to try new things every week. The girls weren't too happy with me last week on our trip up to Lincoln. I cooked a fisherman's pie for the first time. Literally, it stunk the whole coach out, which weren't very good, but it was lovely. Other chefs. Oh, do you know what? I'd say Emma Byrne, but she isn't really a chef, but she likes to bake cakes. So I think we need to get her on the British Bake Off thing because her cakes are lovely.
So that's a good campaign right there. We want Emma Byrne on the Great British Bake Off. And talking about TV shows, we noticed, obviously, I think it was last year, there was a bit of a Twitter campaign going around to get Alex Scott on Strictly Come Dancing. Bit of a mover, are we, Alex? Do you fancy yourself for a go on Strictly?
I swear, if I weren't dancing, playing football, I'd want to be a dancer. I'll tell you that. No, I love the show, and I'd love to be on it. Hope Solo got onto the American one. That would be an absolute, just a dream to be on there. I love a bit of boogie shaking and 1-2 stepping. So yeah.
Right. Well, next year we're without a tournament. It's the 1 year in 4 that we don't have a tournament between World Cups, Olympics, and Euros. So BBC, if this ever crosses your path, we want to see Alex Scott on Strictly Come Dancing. What would be your favourite dance? Do you think? Would it be a foxtrot? Would it be a tango? What would it be?
Yeah, no, I do like the tango. A bit of passion in that dance, and yeah, I think it'd be good.
Alex Scott for Strictly. There we go. Right.
My goalkeeper would be Emma Byrne. I just played with her for so many years. I think she's a quality goalkeeper, up there with the best goalkeepers. God, who does defence 5-a-side? Steffi Jones, the German defender. She was quality. I remember growing up watching her playing for Germany. Just so tough to beat. Midfield. I'd have to have Christine Lilly in the team as well. Playing with her, just so skillful, her energy, great captain. Kelly Smith, definitely in the team. We all know what Kel does on the pitch. How many is that? 1, 2, 3.
It's 4, I think.
4. Yeah. Oh, God, one more. And Abby Wambach.
Abby Wambach.
Yes,
that's a hell of a
pure
team.
Physical power. God, no one's getting through her on a 5-a-side pitch.
No, she's frightening enough on an 11-a-side pitch. Goodness gracious, playing against her on a 5-a-side pitch. Do you obviously you played against or played with and against Abby in your career? She's probably right up there with one of the best centre forwards that women's football has had.
Yeah, I just think players in the women's game don't really come along like her. I think, there's been obviously a Birgit Prince that played for Germany, and she was such a powerhouse. And, Abby's kind of in that mould. She's just so hard to get the ball off. She's powerful, she's quick, good in the air. She kind of has all the attributes that a top striker, needs. And yeah, she's a great
Alex, thank you ever so much for joining us this morning. As you said, you've got Bristol in the Continental Cup tomorrow. That's at Boreham Wood. 2:00 kickoff?
Yes, 2:00 kickoff. Come down.
So make sure you get yourselves down there to see what would be the perfect warm-up for the Women's FA Cup final, which is at Doncaster's Keepmoat Stadium, Sunday the 26th of May. That's correct, isn't it? Just making sure I get my dates right. It's live on BBC Two if you can't make it up there, so make sure you tune in for that. Alex, thank you ever so much. Best of luck for the rest of the season. Before we go, we just wanted to also wish Claire Rafferty the very best of recovery from ACL surgery which she had this week. I know that Raf is a really valued and popular member of the England squad, obviously, and down at Chelsea. Really hard luck on Raf, who's been unlucky in the last couple of years with injuries, and we absolutely wish her all the best, and I'm sure that Alex and the rest of the team likewise. So Raf, if you're watching, best of luck in that recovery. We hope to see you back in an England shirt and a Chelsea shirt sooner rather than later. But for us, thank you very much, Alex. Don't forget, you can follow Boot Room Chat on Twitter. That's at Boot Room Chat. You can tweet us using hashtag #BRChat. And from now until next week, thank you very much. Goodbye and see you soon.
Bye.